What's happening, family? L.A.R movement still moving. This vlog is entitled "Where Black Women Lose Quote Unquote Good Black Men." Okay, so I'm gonna get into it like this. If you're looking for a quote unquote good man and you're a single woman, I'm gonna give you these things right quick. If you never had kids, you can find one. If you've had kids, you can find a good man. If you're um, if you insecure about your looks, probably a guy out there for you still. Um, but here's where you lose the quote unquote good men in the community that you say you're looking for. You've never fought. Most women, most of our sisters, don't know what it is to fight for a good black man at all. So you meet a guy who you feel is a good black man, and don't really you don't really bring to the forefront the fact that everything you've done for the quote unquote bad guy who you shouldn't have been with, or you shouldn't have had a kid with, or you shouldn't have been dating, or the dude that did you wrong that this other guy needs to make up for, you need to take into consideration that, I'm gonna make it simpler. I met girls in my life who say, I don't cook for no man. Then you find out, okay, who they were dating in their past, and you're just like, let me get this right. So you was making a 5-star dinner for this guy every night who didn't have a job, or who was just sorry, or who was a cheater, or who was using you, or who was just piping you down with the other girls he was piping down, or he was beating your ass. And now, if I don't do none of those things, you won't fix me a meal. So what you will do for the guys you say you despise or hate, but the guys you've really been in love with because you made bad choices in men, because these guys were not really men in the first place, you won't do the same things. You won't go to the same extent for a guy that you feel is a good guy. See, you will pay a bad guy's phone bill, but a good guy who you feel is a good man, I ain't doing that. You a grown man. You need to do that for yourself. Okay. You will watch a guy's kids who's not your, who is as a quote unquote bad guy. But if a good guy has a kid, you won't be bothered with that. You will fight your family, your friends, yourself, to excuse all the negative things that's been going on in your life because you've been with this one guy who you shouldn't have been with in the first place. But you will fight your family, your friends, and yourself to not be with somebody who everybody tell you is a good look for you. So ultimately, you're losing out on the good guys because you don't fight to keep the good guys in your life. You fight to push those guys away. And you fight to keep the guys who you shouldn't have been with or shouldn't be with in the first place in your life. Case in point, if you go out on a date and you get to know a guy and you start talking about past relationships, or you dating rather, and the relationships you talk about always have a negative connotation to it, that means you only remember the negative. That means, as a guy, I've learned a lot of things from girls I've been with, whether they've been positive or negative. But if they were good, I brought those good things into my next relationship. A lot of times, you're not bringing anything good into your next relationship. What you're doing is, you're saying, this guy needs to earn these good things while I act like a complete asshole. And that's not going to happen. And some of y'all are destroying your own love life, because if it's more women than men, I hate to say this, but it's more black women and black men in the black community, and I would probably say, even with that, it's still more quality black men in that pool than it is quality black women in the pool of black women, because most of y'all were dating the same guy, and you want the rest of the guys to make up for that, and that's not gonna happen. If you want the quote unquote good black man to be with you, you need to fight for that quote unquote good black man the same way you fought to be with them dirtbags. And if you can't do that, or you can't even practice at doing that, you never get one. Peace.